Bhagavad Gita was spoken to whom? Arjun. What Arjuna was doing there? He was in the battlefield. है ना? So imagine now India-Pakistan match is going to happen. That too World Cup final. And there Sachin Tendulkar, no, what is that now? Who is Virat Kohli is opening batsman. And such a kind of important moment. And there Virat Kohli says, no, I want to read Bhagavad Gita. है ना? So that means in that kind of situation was there here also. That means something Virat Kohli stops the match, India-Pakistan World Cup match, and he stops it. And before starting, I want to do this thing. That means that thing should be utmost important, and a calling to his mother or whatever it is. Now our Virat Kohli is Arjun, the best warrior in the world, and his charioteer is Arjun, Krishna. And that moment Arjuna is stopping the war. No, this is the final match has happening between Kauravas and Pandavas. It's most thrilling than India-Pakistan match also. It's a real war, not just simply a game. Real war is going to happen. And there Arjuna is saying, stop. I want to have some clarification. I have some doubts. And there Arjuna asks, and Krishna stops it. Arjuna stops it, and he says, yes, let's think of it. And that's how Bhagavad Gita is utmost important. We can stop all the problems. We can stop all these activities in the world and listen to this. And everything can be wait. Everything can wait, but we can hear Bhagavad Gita. This is such an important. And how many shlokas are there in Bhagavad Gita? 700 shlokas. How many shlokas Krishna has said in Bhagavad Gita? Yeah. So the Bhagavad Gita is in the Bhagavad Gita, all shlokas are not said by Bhagavad Gita of Lord Shri Krishna. Krishna has said 574 shlokas he has said among all the 700 shlokas. And among those 84 shlokas has been spoken by Arjuna. And 41 shlokas are by Sanjay and 1 shloka is by Dhritarashtra, the real villain of Mahabharata. And these all shlokas, put together becomes one Bhagavad Gita. So where this Bhagavad Gita is coming from? Upanishad. Bhagavad Gita is called as Upanishad, right? Gita Upanishad they say. Gita is Upanishad. Okay, we'll clarify this also again. Gita Upanishad. And then who said Mahabharata? Very nice. So Bhagavad Gita is in Mahabharata. Good. Any other answer? Which one is correct now? Who says Bhagavad Gita is Upanishad and who says Bhagavad Gita is from Mahabharata? Bhagavad Gita is Upanishad. Please raise your hand. Nobody. Only one hand. Your hand also should be up, na? Your answer actually. And who says Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata? Almost everybody. And who says, I don't know? Yes? You want to know the real answer? Yes? Good. So, who is right, who is wrong? Both of them are right. Nobody is wrong. And the spiritual world is absolute. In material world, in the bhautik jagat mein hota hai na? Sahi, galat, har, jeet. But absolute world and spiritual world, there is no wrong. Everything is right only. It's another trick of this spiritual world. And when you come to the spiritual world, there's another trick there. Everything is if you ask any question, answer is Krishna. And answer cannot be wrong. Because it's absolute truth. Any answer can become wrong. But if you say answer to any question, Krishna, always right. And in your UPSC exam, if you have options, Krishna, then everybody will get full marks. So why? Of course, Bhagavad Gita, and we understand now what is the position of Bhagavad Gita, what is the position of Mahabharata and Upanishads. Of course, whole Vedic literature is divided into 2 parts. Answer? Vedas is whole Vedic literature. Vedas and Vedic literature, there are 2 things. Okay, actual Vedas are how many? 4 Vedas. What are these? Okay. All these Vedas are divided into 4 parts. Anybody knows? Brahmanyak, Aranyak, Upanishad, and one more is there. Brahmanya, Aranyak, Upanishad, and no, not Bhagavad is not Purana. ठीक है. So this Brahmanya, Aranyaka, Upanishada, and Samhitas, yeah. So in this way, this whole Vedas are divided. Each Veda has these 4 parts, and Upanishad also one of the part. Generally, Upanishads are the concluding part of Vedas. एक वेद का 4 भाग होता है, 4 भाग में उपनिषद जो होता है वो कंक्लूडिंग पार्ट होता है. ब्रह्मण्यक में शास्त्रों का अध्ययन, there's a scriptural understanding will be there. Aranyaka means the philosophical studies will be there. Upanishads are the concluding part of it, where they all summarize everything there. So Upanishads are, sometimes people say Upanishads are very important, because they are concluding of Bhagavad Gita, all the Vedas, that particular Veda actually. And there are so many things. How many shlokas are in the Vedas? Numerous. Of course, shloka, all the Vedas are still now not available also. And it's many parts is lost also, all these things. So all these Vedas and Vedic literature are this kind of thing. Vedas, then Vedas, in the Vedas, Brahmana, Upanishadaka and Aranyaka, all these things are there. And then another part of Vedas is the Puranas, Itihasas, and other Samhitas. So these 2 divisions is coming as a Shruti and a Smruti. Heard about it, Shruti and Smruti? What is Shruti and what is Smruti? Simple, na? There are so many people who get confused about what is Shruti and Smruti. Yeah, Mataji, your hands up. Okay. The question, then Mataji is telling, Shruti means something which is heard, and Smruti means which is meditated. Okay. So the transmission of knowledge is coming through like this. Now you speak and you learn. In the previous ages, at least 5,000 years back, the Vedas were not in written form. In Vedic culture, writing technology, they never relied on writing technology. They relied on the memorizing. The teacher will tell and student will memorize it. Once you say, it will get directly hard coded there. है ना? So if Shruti and Smruti, the concept is this: whatever we heard is a Smruti, and then whole Vedas and Vedic literature were preserved like this. Then in this situation, what is Shruti and what is Smruti then? Everything is heard only, na? The Vedas also heard, Puranas also heard, and Itihas also heard only. सुन के ही सब रखा गया है ना? Then what is the Smruti then? Everything is heard. Smruti means you said it is meditated. It is meditated. Then everything, all these shlokas, all these principles of Vedas, people were meditating. Then it should be a Smruti also. Then what is the division between the Shruti and the Smruti then? Okay. Shruti means those Shastras which were directly coming from the Lord, which were spoken by the Lord and is accepted as it is without any modification and changes. Okay? These are called as Shruti. Okay? And then another section of the Shastras which is coming as a Smruti. Okay? Smruti are kind of, you can say, the realizational part of it. Okay? Vedas we have understood, and what Vedas have spoken, what we understand from it, and this realization and understanding, that is called as a Smruti Shastras. They can be numerous, and there can be different versions of it also. That's why sometimes people say कि अरे Shrutis are better than the Smrutis because they are not changing. They are directly coming from the Lord. But Smrutis are also as important as the Shrutis. What all literature comes into Smruti section? Itihasas, Puranas, and other Tantra Shastras. We'll not focus on those. At least Puranas and Itihasas are important for us. Puranas are how many of kind? Puranas. कितने पुराण होते हैं? How many Puranas are there? अरे, you say 18. 18 पुराण होते हैं. There are 18 Puranas. Puranas are considered to be the literary proof of all the Vedic principles. Literary proof. Whatever Vedas are talking about principles, they are like explained into Puranas. Puranas are the supportive document for the Vedas. You have sometimes called as a we have a Indian Constitution. है ना? How big is the Indian Constitution? You have Bhagavad Gita, right? Pick it up. Okay. Compared to this, half of that, show little bit up. Now, this thickness, na, half of that is the Indian. That's all. And itna, keep it up. And this much Indian Constitution, they are running whole country on that. Now, this much Indian Constitution they are reading, but LLBs, anybody LLB here? Studying LLB? Nobody, huh? So they have a whole library to study there. Big, huge studies is there. What is that? Those are the case studies. Now this particular case, the High Court gave that judgment. This particular High Court, their court that gave that judgment, and that is the understanding of this. So many literature comes from those the small clauses or all these things. What is it called? Penal codes from the IPCs or other codes. They are coming from there. So in this way, Vedas are concise, but Puranas they elaborate it based on our practical purpose. So Vedas will remain as it is throughout the generation and throughout the creation. Now even Yuga changes. The Shrutis will not change. Smrutis may change based on our realization or practicality out of it. Okay, that's why Smrutis are the practical purpose for us. So to understand the Vedas, we have to understand the Smruti Shastras and specifically the Puranas. Okay, so we cannot demonize or maybe we cannot undermine the importance of the Puranas. The Puranas are more relevant to us. We are in a Kali Yuga, right? So more relevant for us are the Puranas. And then then there is another things called as the itihasas. Heard about itihas? What do you mean by itihasa? History, correct? Anything else? History, of course, in a simple term, what do you call history? Past historical records or whatever things have happened, incidents, they are recorded properly. That's the itihasas. How many itihasas are there as per the Indian Vedic literature? How many itihasas? There are two important prime itihasas that are written in a poetic form. One is Ramayana, another is Mahabharata. So Ramayana and Mahabharata are two important epics for us, which helps us to understand this Vedic principles in a practical purview. Vedic principles are so many, but we may not understand it in a right away, and we don't understand the practicality of it. But Puranas and Itihasas, they exactly tell us how to implement all these principles. Like, we have read Ramayana. Anybody has read Ramayana nicely? Yeah. Ramayana, there are so many principles, like, how a wife should behave. In the first chapter itself, it is said, Lord Ram gives instructions to Mother Sita, while he is going to Vanavas. How a king should behave. And this is also another important instructions are there. When Lord Ram speaks to Lakshmana, what is the qualities of the ideal man? That is the first beginning of Ramayana itself. It is there, right? Ramayana talks about what is the qualities of the perfect man, and then and the question comes, who has these all qualities? And then answer comes, Ram. And this is how the Ramayana teaches us all these principles in our life. And the same thing comes with the Mahabharata also. If you have seen Mahabharata, how many shlokas are there in Mahabharata? The biggest and longest epic in whole creation, and the longest poem, you can say. People, their mind goes bewildered seeing such a long poem and such a complex storyline. 1 lakh shlokas. 1 lakh shlokas, and everything is so intensely and everything is there. All the emotions, climax, the romance is there. There's a fight is there, and all this action, drama, everything is there. The politics, even you can say the twists and turns of the stories is coming and going, and all these changes. You can say it's more interesting than any other Bollywood, Hollywood movies and all. Everything, so nicely arranged. In this Mahabharata, of course, it is widely read, understood, and accepted. Mahabharata. And now, in this Mahabharata, actually, this Mahabharata and Purana is specifically written for the people like us, because Vyasadeva, 5,000 years back, he understood that we are the people who will not be able to memorize things. People used to just hear from the teacher and keep it in the brain permanently. That was their imagine, their memory. And people were able to understand also things very, very easily. Now it is so difficult for us. Still people ask, Arey, Ram ne Sita ko vanvas kyun bheja? And we can't understand. And how can somebody be a Satyavadi? Anybody is there who has seen anybody Satyavadi here? Who has not spoken a single lie in his whole life? No hands up, huh? We can't see, we can imagine such a kind of a person, but those times, those people were there. So Vyasadeva understood that it will be difficult for all of us to understand those principles of that time, and it will be difficult for us to memorize everything for us. So he kept everything in a simplified form. That's called as itihasas. So itihasas is specifically given for people like us into Kali Yuga, who are dull-headed. Life is very short, and who are doing mistakes all the time. And we have three qualities. Being born in a Kali Yuga, not just me, you, I'm talking about, it's for all of us. It's universal truth. We have a short life, we are misdirected, we are doing mistakes. So these are, and we are prone to do it. To err is human. We say nobody is perfect in this world. And for all those people, and Mandamati also is one of the symptoms. So for all of us, these Puranas are written. Nobody should be shy to read Puranas, because these are so interesting. Puranas and Itihasas. And through Itihasa, Vyasadeva has explained all the Vedic principles very in a palatable way. And जब बच्चा समझता नहीं है ना, when kid doesn't understand, you tell the story to him. And with the story, with the story you can give the teachings to him. It becomes easy. Student will sit and hear also. The same way, for us, Vyasadeva has given all these Vedic learnings and teachings in a interesting way. But in this Mahabharata, the story epic called Mahabharata, there is a most important part of this is Bhagavad Gita. Anybody has seen Mahabharata? Not movie, I'm talking about the book. Book Mahabharata. Have you seen?
I have it in my home.
Okay.
I've never read it.
You open that book and see where this part of Bhagavad Gita comes in Mahabharata book. I'll tell you, it comes exactly in between. Open it and just center part you open, you will see the Bhagavad Gita there. Why Bhagavad Gita is in the exactly center of Mahabharata? Before and after, why? You have a kid? One kid? Okay. When you are going on the street, wife is there. So where you will keep your kid while walking on the street? Center. Why you keep your kid in center? Most important part, right? It has to be protected. So most important thing has to come in the center. That's why Bhagavad Gita comes exactly in center of epic Mahabharata, which is most important. That's why Bhagavad Gita is so important. It shows the presence of Bhagavad Gita in this it shows its importance. And then, of course, then that means Bhagavad Gita is a part of Itihasa. Okay? So yeah, it's part of Itihasas. But even though it is coming as a part of an Itihasa by all the Acharyas and the great saints, of course, whatever we have seen where the Upanishad comes into Shrutis, and which doesn't change at all in the world, and they are that a perfect thing, and they are the Vedic part of four Vedas. But Bhagavad Gita comes the part of Mahabharata, which is part of Itihasas, and that too a story, and exactly in between of that. And still, our acharyas have regarded Bhagavad Gita as an eternal truth. Eternal truth. It is never changing. And that's why all the acharyas, including Shankaracharya, including Madhvacharya, including Ramanujacharya, all the acharyas and all other great saints, they have turned Bhagavad Gita as Upanishada. And that's why even though it is coming into the into part of Itihasa, it has the great importance as good as Upanishada. That's why Bhagavad Gita is also termed as Gita Upanishad. Some people doubt it, but we can give the reference of all the acharyas. So Gita is Upanishad. Okay? And as well as this is more important because it is made for us. That's why it is in Itihasas. So we should access it. People of Kali Yuga should access it. That's why it is in Itihasa. And it is important. That's why it is called as the Upanishad also. Okay? And then, what is the effect of reading Bhagavad Gita and why people read Bhagavad Gita? Of course, we have seen all over the world people have studied and revered Bhagavad Gita as very important literature. You would have heard the movie called Oppenheimer. अरे स्वामी जी है बॉलीवुड के हॉलीवुड के बारे में क्यों बात कर रहे हैं बिकॉज yes it is important now. So the scientist like Oppenheimer has studied Bhagavad Gita while he has so much time that while inventing the what is that nuclear bomb, he was studying Bhagavad Gita. No, long back in his life he would have studied Bhagavad Gita. It is not like that suddenly somebody gave Bhagavad Gita while doing something and you would have seen that. Not like that. He was ardent student of Bhagavad Gita. He has studied it nicely. And then when he was in his life, when he was doing all these experiments and all, when he saw the nuclear explosion, he saw and he could realize whatever he has read, those slokas directly came from his mouth. Because he was watching the explosion and this particular sloka of Bhagavad Gita, Kalosmi, that one came to in his mouth. Why? And how suddenly he can remember? That means he has memorized and he has realized all the principles of Bhagavad Gita. That was, and another great personality in the history is Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi has spoken a lot about Bhagavad Gita. He said he used to carry Bhagavad Gita everywhere, all these meetings, whenever he wanted. And he used to say that whenever he opens Bhagavad Gita and reads it, he feels the big solace in his heart, even though his life was full of turmoil. Einstein, you will see, there was one student of Einstein called Bose, some Bose kind of, I don't know, some not our Jagdish Chandra Bose, some Bose. He came from India and landed in America to act as a student of Einstein, and he was telling, yes sir, Einstein, I come from India. Acha, you are from India? My God, he was in between some discussion actually there, and he says, okay, you go off. All the scientists is sent off. You come inside and sit. And yes, you are from India, no? Good, very nice. I want to discuss something with you. What do you want to discuss? You open Bhagavad Gita. Einstein stopped his scientific discussions and opened Bhagavad Gita and said, okay, please talk to me about, I have some doubts in Bhagavad Gita. You are from India, please tell me about this. There is some particular shloka in Bhagavad Gita. It has some relationship with the quantum mechanics and all. So can you help me to understand this particular shloka? And this guy was astonished and telling, Arey sir, what are you talking about Bhagavad Gita? I am from India, but I have never studied Bhagavad Gita. And instead of studying science, and you are talking about this Bhagavad Gita, no, what do you think of it? Even scientists like Einstein was a student of Bhagavad Gita. You can see there. We have this is a very famous WhatsApp story also. It is a true story. Heard this. There was a Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and there one scientist went there, and it's on the ocean, on the bank of ocean, and this scientist went there, and he saw some old man studying Bhagavad Gita there, and he started laughing. Oh man, you are studying Bhagavad Gita. Wow, who studies Bhagavad Gita in this world? You are into Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and why are you reading Bhagavad Gita? And he started laughing, and this man smiled and started continuing reading. After some time, a soldier came and put a salute, and one nice long car came to receive that person. And this boy was startled, and he asked that soldier, "Arey, sir, who is this?" "Arey, he is Vikram Sarabhai." And he was surprised. Vikram Sarabhai is studying Bhagavad Gita among his all his busy schedule. And he humbly went there and said, "Sir, please, sorry, maaf kar dijiye, I have said something wrong. Please tell me one thing, why are you reading Bhagavad Gita?" What Vikram Sarabhai said, you know? Vikram Sarabhai is Vikram Sarabhai because Vikram Sarabhai is reading Bhagavad Gita. So he gives such importance to read Bhagavad Gita there. You know? What Bhagavad Gita, one more thing is that we have seen our Prime Minister Modi, as soon as he got elected in 2014, you remember? He started visiting all the dignitaries and all the important presidents all over the world. And then he started doing building relationship internationally. He's going exposing himself to the all international politicians. And whenever he used to go, he used to give them something. And what is that something, Yes, he used to give them Bhagavad Gita. And somebody asked, "Sir, why are you giving Bhagavad Gita to all the politicians and the international people?" And what Modi says, anybody remembers this very famous quote of Modi? है ही नहीं. This is the best thing I can give to the whole world. This is the best thing. This is how Bhagavad Gita is revered in this world. Still, we have so many confusions about Bhagavad Gita, so many doubts about Bhagavad Gita. We talk about, is Bhagavad Gita an imaginary story? We call mythology, right? Our Vedic literature. Mythology. What is mean by mythology? Logy means the story. Some kind of a this one. What is mythology? Myth means something imaginary. Imaginary logic, imaginary stories. Is Vedas, is Itihasas imaginary stories? People may say like that, even though they don't find the dates on it. Okay, history means it has the dates. But if you don't have dates, then imaginary story only, right? People think like that. But even though there are no dates into Vedas, there are no dates into the Puranas, there are no dates into Mahabharata Itihasas, but still they are our real history. That doesn't mean the war in the Mahabharata didn't happen. That doesn't mean Krishna didn't appear on this earth. That doesn't mean Lord Ram didn't walk on this earth. That doesn't mean he didn't build the Ram Setu. Everything is existing. That doesn't mean Lord Krishna never built this Dwarka Nagari, which is submerged into ocean, and people are finding it now again. So everything is reality, everything is the truth. So this Vedic literature is not mythology. It is not something which is imaginary written. People say Guru Granth Sahib is a mythology. People say Quran as a mythology. People say Bible as a mythology. No? People say Torah as a mythology. This is Jews literature. Mythology? No. Then why we call Bhagavad Gita mythology, which is more ancient than that? Then that means date is mentioned, of course. Date is, everything has dates,
So it is, see, we celebrate Ram Navami as Navami.
Yeah. We know when Krishna took birth. There is date. And how many years back Krishna came, Exact? 5,000? If you had come for Janmashtami festival, you would be knowing this. That is taking fast. 5,250 years back Krishna came. We can say it clearly. Then how we can say Krishna is a mythological person? Krishna is a real person. How we can say Mahabharata war didn't happen? It happened. It is Itihasa. It is not mythology. It is our real history. And when Mahabharata was there, and Bhagavad Gita also was there, and Bhagavad Gita was spoken, then how Bhagavad Gita can become a mythology? Isn't it real? It is real. We can call it Vedic literature, but not mythology. We should delete this word for mythology for our Indian literature. What we should call? Vedic literature. Or maybe if you know particularly, it is Itihas, it is Puran. You say like this, but never say mythology. Some story is coming. Where is story is coming from? You say some Puranas it is coming. You say something, some Itihasas it is coming, but never say it is from within mythology. It is exactly from somewhere. Otherwise, simply say this story or this principle is coming from the Vedic literature. That's all. But never say mythology. Okay? So, Bhagavad Gita is not mythology. When we say Bhagavad Gita as a mythology, the principles which is spoken into this, they all become fake. Isn't it? And all the principles from Bhagavad Gita, they will become fake. It becomes unreal. But Bhagavad Gita is a practical science that we can implement in our life. That's why Bhagavad Gita, we never say it's a mythology. It's real things. Some people say, there's lots of people, Janmashtami, there will be lots of fight with me and my family members. And my family members in my family WhatsApp group, they will start posting something. The Bhagavad Gita is a symbolic. They think that the Bhagavad Gita is symbolic. Now they say Pandavas are like a 5 senses, and Mahabharata war is like our body, and there's a fight between the senses and this what is called that the sense objects, and this fight is happening, and Pandavas has to win with the help of Krishna, which is a super soul in the heart, and all this. And we think that this Mahabharata and this Itya, Bhagavad Gita and all these things is all just indicative things somebody has written from his imagination. Is it like that? Is it Bhagavad Gita is an imaginative story or maybe indicative story of something else? Indicative. This is like an indicative. When you say indicative thing, we it happens like that. Okay, the simple example they give the Pythagoras theorem. And is it indicative? Okay, there's a theorem of thermodynamics. Is it indicative? It's practical. You do the experiment and thermodynamics is practically seen there. This is not indicative. It's a practical thing. Okay, almost 20 years back, this Mataji got married to that particular person. Is it indicative? It's a real fact happened there. This 2 years back, this Prabhuji commented on that Prabhuji, and this kind of fight happened. Or maybe this particular personality, the politician, commented this in the public, and all this event happened. There is a Second World War happened, and this is indicative. No, Second World War happened. We have any indication coming out of it? What we learned from Second World War? Okay, the Hitler is like something, and all other Churchill is like something, and we have to understand like that we should control our senses and all this. Is it like that? No, it's a fact there. It's a fact. So when so Bhagavad Gita itself is not an indicative science; it's a real science. Sometimes Bhagavad Gita speaks about how creation happens, and how in the creation how we are controlled and covered by intelligence, ego, and all these things. What is the mind and all this? Bhagavad Gita speaks about clearly what is mind, what is senses, what is body. We have multiple layers of the bodies. Is it indicative? No. Bhagavad Gita speaks about the fact. That means they are the facts. So these facts cannot be manipulated. Sometimes people manipulate it. Pandavas are like Indriyas and all these things. Facts are not indicative. They are the facts. So found the fact, we cannot find any symbolism there. Again question comes. Now of course with these two important things we are talking about, spoke about, is the Bhagavad Gita a mythology? No, it is not a mythology. Bhagavad Gita is not a symbolic science. It is a practical science which we can experiment and feel it. Third, for whom this Bhagavad Gita is written? For us, people who are there around here putting tilak, born in a Hindu family. It is for Hindu families. Bhagavad Gita is for Hindus. Hindu science, right? Muslim लोगों ने नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए, Christian लोगों ने नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए. It is like that. Americans, stay away from Bhagavad Gita. And the Russians, they say, it's a terrorist book. You have heard? In Russia, they were calling Bhagavad Gita as an extremist book, which gives rise to terrorism. Almost 5-6 years back, I remember it happened there. But of course, after that revoked. So is it Bhagavad Gita for only Indians?
No, for everybody.
Okay, well, you're born in India, that's why you should read Bhagavad Gita. Americans should not. Africans do never. No, it's for them also. Bhagavad Gita is for the Hindus, Bhagavad Gita is for Muslims. Every human this Bhagavad Gita is made for. Hmm? Is Bhagavad Gita made for Bhagavad Gita is made for every human. Bhagavad Gita talks about the basic science which is applicable to everybody. Science is for whom? Science किसने पढ़ना चाहिए? Americans or Europeans only? Is part of our life. Even though we are reading Bhagavad Gita, we are putting our planet into the moon, right? Our rockets in the moon. So Bhagavad Gita is for all of us. Bhagavad Gita is for even like Americans, Indians, and Africans, everywhere. Even Pakistanis and Iranians, they also read Bhagavad Gita. It's for them also. And the question comes, Arey bhai, have you heard have you told somebody that you are coming for this Gita course? Anybody you told? You tell now. See the reaction. They will say, तेरी उम्र ही क्या है? अरे अरे पहले बाल बच्चों को देख लो. Look at your kids first, then you go for Bhagavad Gita class. They will say to you also. They will say, who is the oldest person here? Whoever say, okay, they will tell you also. अरे अभी तुम्हारी उम्र ही क्या? What is your age now? You study Bhagavad Gita later. Everybody will this get comment. Everybody, They will say, अरे अभी उम्र क्या है? When we should read Bhagavad Gita? When is the time to pick up the book Bhagavad Gita? Prabhu, can you give me Bhagavad Gita? One for the reference here. When we should read Bhagavad Gita? At the old age? Is Bhagavad Gita was spoken to the people who are unemployed? अरे तुम्हारे पास बहुत काम है. अरे business खड़ा करना है, to rise the business. First look at the business, first look at the children, first look at your family, first look at all these things. Then you read Bhagavad Gita. Is Bhagavad Gita was spoken to the person who is the West fellow? Was Bhagavad Gita written to the person who is renunciant? सन्यासी लोग के सैफरम कपड़ा पहन के घर बार छोड़ के बैठा है, left all the homes and everything, left the job and now just read Bhagavad Gita. That's the job for you. Is it? Whom was Bhagavad Gita spoken? Arjun. Was he sannyasi? Was he a brahmachari sitting in the ashram? Was he old retired person? or no, was he person who was depressed, मतलब who was उसका गर्लफ्रेंड छोड़ के चला गया ऐसा बंदा? नहीं. He had 4 wives. He has many children. And he was the king. And he was about to fight the most important battle, and in which he was the main key player. है ना? And there Bhagavad Gita was spoken to his person. Doesn't mean Bhagavad Gita was not spoken to. Bhagavad Gita is not meant for simply idle person like us. It's for everybody of us. Even the busiest of the busiest businessmen. You may have a big company to run in your life. Bhagavad Gita is meant for you also. And of course it's more important for you also, because Arjuna was the most busiest person, right? So Bhagavad Gita is for you. For all of us. Not for the only old age people who doesn't have any time, any work. अरे मतलब बच्चे बड़े हो गए, नाती पोते बड़े हो गए. No, it's not for them. Of course, they also should read Bhagavad Gita at right time. Don't wait yourself to become old. Okay? It's utmost urgency. So we should read Bhagavad Gita right now, right away. How many of you have Bhagavad Gita? To read Bhagavad Gita, we should have Bhagavad Gita also. Thank you. And if you don't have Bhagavad Gita, please purchase it from this gift shop. This Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is written by Srila Prabhupada. And why we call it as it is also, that also we'll explain into further discussion. This is Bhagavad Gita as it is. All the shlokas and all the purports explained, every shloka is explained into depth. And of course we are going to study all of them into this Gita course. Okay? And then, what is the result of this reading Bhagavad Gita? Why we should read Bhagavad Gita? Okay, for question to all of you, I have spoken a lot. What do you expect from Bhagavad Gita? You can raise your hand and tell.
It is said कि भगवत गीता में सब चीज का आंसर होता है.
Answers to all the questions. You have questions to your heart, in your heart?
A lot.
A lot. You were expecting this answer?
Definitely.
Yes, to find the answers And anybody else, why you have come here and reading Bhagavad Gita, of course. What do you expect from Bhagavad Gita?
To attain enlightenment.
Mm-hmm. Enlightenment, to get light. Enlightenment is that, right? To bring some prakash,
Knowledge.
knowledge. Right now we are in darkness. What you studied?
What's that?
What you studied?
MBA.
MBA करने के बाद भी अंडर डार्कनेस है. कृष्णा. True.
काम करने के लिए MBA तो है.
Perfect. Yes, very nice. So get an enlightenment, to get a light in the life. True. MBA is the most practical people actually. Yes. Okay, that's why he has come here. Huh? What do you expect from this course? What do you expect from this Bhagavad Gita? Yes, madam. To find the purpose of the life. Why? Why I am here at all? Yes. Anybody else? हाँ, युद्ध कर, युद्ध कर, युद्ध कर, है ना? All the chapters, each chapter, there is no chapter in Bhagavad Gita you can find it. Krishna has not used the word fight. Yuddha kar. Every chapter ends with, Arjuna, get up and yuddha kar. All the yogas. Krishna is talking about karma yoga. He says yuddha kar. ठीक है, understand. Krishna is talking about dhyan yoga. Get up and fight. ध्यान और फाइट का क्या कनेक्शन है? कृष्णा इज टॉकिंग अबाउट ज्ञान योगा, गेट अप एंड फाइट. अरे ज्ञान एंड फाइट. कृष्णा इज टॉकिंग अबाउट संन्यास योगा, गेट अप एंड फाइट. Sannyasi also has to fight there. So Bhagavad Gita is talking, every chapter Krishna is talking about fight, fight, fight. So it's, yeah. But whom to fight and what to fight? And yeah, question is how to fight. That's the real answer. What will happen if we read Bhagavad Gita? Where we had a case study of Arjuna. What happened with Arjuna? Arjuna was depressed before and Arjuna became confident. You want to gain confidence in the life? Very, very important thing to gain the confidence. Yes, Bhagavad Gita will empower you, will bestow you the confidence. Bhagavad Gita make you emotionally balanced. There are so many traumas will come in the life. Bhagavad Gita teaches how to balance emotions. Bhagavad Gita will teach you what to be done, what not to be done. Clarity of action. They are confused in the life many times. And it should be done, should not be done. Dilemma, dvandvas, they come in the life. So Bhagavad Gita talks about how to fight, how to counter, how to find the way through those darkest time in our life. Bhagavad Gita gives you the determination of the spiritual path. Bhagavad Gita makes us humble. Pride people are not liked in the world. Sometimes people feel that yes, he's a pride and he's a strong and all these people. They appear strong, but they are not liked. Proud people, right? The most liked people are humble, loving, caring. They are the symptoms of the humble people. And yes, we become knowledgeful. Bhagavad Gita gives the knowledge. And yes, Bhagavad Gita makes us respectable. When somebody gets the knowledge, he's respected. Somebody is beautiful, in the room, suddenly some most beautiful girl comes, some most beautiful boy, and a handsome boy say, he comes. He will be attract attention. But as soon as some intelligent or knowledgeable person comes, a scientist comes, or maybe a sannyasi comes, he's respected more. So this knowledge, renunciation is respected in the society more. When somebody reads Bhagavad Gita, understands it, he becomes respectable in the society. Whatever you are coming from, a poor background, rich background, educated background or uneducated background, person who is having knowledge of Bhagavad Gita will be respected by every person. And yes, all of you have shown the interest in Bhagavad Gita, and when you are reading Bhagavad Gita, you are understanding it, yes, you will become that lighthouse in the society, which is going into the darkness of the depression and the confusion and in undetermined state in their life. This whole society is made like that. Whole society is running fast. We're advancing, right? We're advancing very, very fast, but we don't know which direction we are advancing. Either advancing towards a ditch or advancing towards the sky. We don't know. So that society needs some lighthouses. So all of you are going to be lighthouses in that society which is showing the light to the society world. So this is very important. All of us is our moral and social responsibility to study Bhagavad Gita. Prashad aa gaya? Prashad. Okay. Then question comes, what is the credibility of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna. You know? Then what is credibility of the teacher? You know, we talk about the Bhagavad Gita. If you talk about me, अरे कौन है तुम यहाँ पे बैठा हमें ज्ञान दे रहा है? Who are you to talk about what? Tell me your credentials. Whom will you learn Bhagavad Gita from? Who will you learn your degree? Take your degree from? You will take your degree from the reputed college, which is authentic, which is accredited, which is recommended, or maybe recognized by government, isn't it? So we have to understand what is the credibility of the person who is speaking Bhagavad Gita. Who is speaking Bhagavad Gita? Krishna. Who is Krishna? This is the first question. You know? Krishna is a god? Yes or no? Yes. People say yes, raise your hands. People say no, please raise your hand. Okay. Okay. One hand is up, huh?
No. Yes.
Yes wala. Okay. No wala hand ऊपर करना है. People raise your hand confused. Or maybe raise your hand don't know. Huh? Confused. Okay. Yeah. You know, Janmashtami happened. In our family group, my sister put a message. You know, Krishna is a philosopher. It's some kind of WhatsApp forwards she got somewhere else. And Krishna is a philosopher. Krishna is a diplomat or something. He's a nice person and all these things. I said, no. This is not what Krishna is. Who is Krishna? Krishna is a God. And who says he is God? I will understand this. Okay. We have seen all the Vedic divisions. In the beginning of this class, we understood Vedic divisions. What are the Shrutis and the Smrutis and the Vedic literature, and there are Itihasas and Puranas coming up. All the Vedic literature are there for everybody else. How many of you read Puranas? At least some Puranas? One Purana at least? Garuda Puran, Shiva Puran, Linga Puran, Devi Puran. Ganpati Puran is there? I don't know. There is no Ganpati Puran actually. No, there is no Ganpati Puran, of course. And any other Puranas somebody has read? No. Bhagavad Puran you have read. You know? So all these Puranas, sometimes people say, all the Puranas are contradicting itself here and there. And what is truth? Who is a God? People say sometimes Shiva is a God. Sometimes people say Devi is a God. Sometimes people say what is that? Vishnu is a God. Sometimes ISKCON वाले लोग कृष्ण को God बोल रहे हैं. So now we'll understand what is the position of Krishna. We understood what is the position of Bhagavad Gita and the Vedic literature. Now we understand what is the position of Krishna in whole Vedic cosmos. There's a Marvel cosmos, a DC cosmos, something universe, Marvel universe, DC universe. Now it's a Vedic universe. So in the Vedic universe and Vedic universal Supermans, or what is called that? What do you call that DC comic characters? Superheroes, right? So we can say these are all the superheroes. In the world of all the superheroes, what is the position of Krishna? There are so many superheroes for us, right? The Indra is there, Varuna is there, Hanuman is there, and Shiva is there. And among them, what is the position of Krishna? Okay. In all this universal creation, as per the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam and as per the statements of Brahma Vaivat Purana, this is the first creation, first person who is to be there in the present is Krishna. Okay. Then Krishna expands himself into the two. Second one is simple case. No. Balaram. Balaram. No. Of course, Shiva Tattva is completely different. Shiva is eternally present and Krishna also eternally present. So they don't have, no, they are not merging each other. They are separately existing parallelly. Okay. So, Krishna is there, Balaram is there, and Balaram expands himself into the four. No, Pradyumna, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. These four will take the form of Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna. So they're exactly themselves as it is. They're in Ayodhya Dham. And then among them, the Sankarshana will expand himself again into another quadruple, which is again Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. These four are actual the soul, intelligence, ego, and mind. These are all these four. These are the explained. Of course, we will not memorize all these things together, but yes, among these second Sankarshana comes Narayana. Heard about Narayana? Okay. Who's well? You would have heard in the TV serials. The Narad Muni comes and says Narayana, Narayana, his worship is Narayana. That Narayana is this, and this Narayana stays in Vaikuntha. Okay. In this and this same Narayana will expand himself again into the different Narayana forms. We would have seen our Dimya Deshams, there are so many different Narayanas are there. And what is the difference between all the Dimya Deshams? Everywhere Perumal is there. Everywhere God is there. Difference is between their positions of the Shankar Chakra and all these things. So there is a differentiation they understand. This is for this Perumal, this is this Perumal. And of course there are different forms also are there. So similarly, in the Vaikuntha there are different Vaikuntha planets, and there this Vishnu, this Narayana is expanding himself in different forms. And this Narayana again expands himself in the form of Mahavishnu into this material world. This whole universal cosmos is divided into two portions. The spiritual world, which is we talked about till Narayana. Okay? And this, there is a boundary comes called as the Virja river. And after the Virja river comes to the material world where we all are there. But initially it is all empty. There Mahavishnu enters, which is expansion of Narayana. Okay? And this Mahavishnu then fills this whole universe with water. This is called as a Karana Sagar, and this is called as a Karanodakshai Vishnu, Mahavishnu or Karanodakshai Vishnu. And this Mahavishnu will start breathing in, breathing out. He's sleeping there on the Ananta Sheshaya. And he's breathing in, breathing out. And while breathing in, breathing out, there are so many universes coming from the pores of his body. And this one pore, one balls are coming, and this one ball is becoming a huge universe. And this universe again he enters as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And there, from his body, when lotus will come, there's a Brahma will take birth. And then this Brahma will start creating different planetary systems. The solar system and everything, all the systems are coming up into that particular one Brahmanda, one universe. There are so many universes which are adjacently standing each other. So in this universe, there are different incarnations coming up. So all this incarnation that you are seeing of not Rama, but of course sometimes Rama also, sometimes Krishna also, this Varaha, or what are the incarnations remember? Kurma. How many incarnations Krishna has, or how many incarnations Vishnu has? 10. Hayagriva avatar is there. This is among the 10? No. How many avatars Vishnu has? 10. She's saying more than 10. Anybody? 24 you are saying? Okay. You can count 24. Okay. How many avatars Vishnu has? Unlimited. There are no limit that Vishnu has. Any limit. Because all the avatars are coming from this particular Vishnu. That's why people say that avatars are coming from the Vishnu. But actually this Vishnu is coming from what? Narayana. Narayana is coming from what? Sankarsana. Sankarsana is coming from what? Krishna. Ultimately is coming from Krishna. This is not mentioned, this is not just I am telling, this is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavat. Bhagavata gives the all 24 incarnations that you said, the list is there. And at the end it is said, Ete chamsa kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. All these are the incarnation But Krishna is Bhagwan Swayam who is taking all these roles. Okay? So you may say, of course, Mahavishnu is taking one role, and this is. Then among them, who is God? You know? Is Ram God? Is Lord Ram is God? Or maybe a Krishna is a God? Or maybe a Varaha, Hamsa, and what is that? So many avatars are there. Varaha, uh, Kurma, Matsya, Parshuram, Ram, you know? Kaliki avatar is God. Who is God then among them? Question comes. है ना? People will get confused. अरे तुम्हारे कितने भगवान हैं यार, है ना? So answer is what? Who is God then among them? All this confusion state. People say, and movies में भी मजाक उड़ाते हैं हम लोग का ना, लोग अरे तुम्हारे इतने सारे भगवान हैं, किसी भी पकड़ लो यार, है ना? It is like that. Are we multi-god society? No. Very simple है यार. We have one Amitabh Bachchan, or you take one Rajnikant. Okay, in Rajnikant sometimes become boss, Shivaji the boss. Sometimes he becomes a robot. Sometimes he becomes Dr. Vashikaran, something like that. Sometimes he becomes jailer. Jailer. Sometimes he becomes, what is that? Names you can tell? Kala. So are they different people? Same person, right? The same Rajnikant will be acting like a particular actor, and he will have that particular kind of relationship with one heroine, and it's all screen coming up. We feel it so real. Whenever he comes, we whistle, we'll blow, we'll dance, and we shall put a garlands, everything on that. We feel it real, right? So in the same way, Rajnikant also has some relationship with his family. He has a wife, right? Name? Nobody knows? Rajnikant's wife name? Lata. Daughter? Aishwarya. Son is there? No son, no? Okay. I know. No son. Okay. But he has a family, he has a brother, he has a mother, parents, everything. Among them, Rajnikant is like a so casual, so family. Have you seen Rajnikant in real life? What a takla वगैरह ऐसा को मतलब like almost like a grandfather, your grandfather, loving grandfather, like that he is there, है ना? That is his original form. Who is real then? Who is real Rajnikant? And the person whom you are seeing in the TV, or in a particular movie, that is also Rajnikant. And in the home he is there, he is also Rajnikant. है ना? So they are different? No, they are the same. The same person coming as the boss, same person coming as the Vashikaran, same person coming as the Kala, similarly, same Krishna is coming as Varaha, same Krishna coming as the Rama, same Krishna coming as the Narsimha, Parshurama, he's coming as a Buddha, he's coming as all different incarnations, same Krishna. Is there difference? No. Somebody who makes it different, he is offended. Arey, no, aisa kaise? This is not right. Krishna, Narsimha, Vamana, Rama, Parshurama, and everybody is the same personality. There is no differentiation among them. Of course, based on the need of the society, need of the time, they would have acted differently. But everybody is God. It is the same person. We can say the real person will understand. Real bhakta will identify his God. Like, you have a dog in home. Anybody has a dog in home? Yeah. You go with this shirt pant, he will identify you. You will go into dhoti kurta, he will identify you. You will take a costume, he will identify you. Because he is your dog. He understands who you are. So the real devotee will understand who is my God, even though he is coming into any form. God comes in the form of Rama, Varaha, Parshurama, Matsya, Kurma, any form. He will identify, he will worship him as he is. But he understands who originally you are. Krishna is the original person. That we have understood. Okay? So even though we are understanding Krishna is the original person, there is no disrespect or maybe there is no demeaning other forms of the Lord. Okay? Then, of course, what is the position of Devi? Question comes, right? So when Krishna comes, the Devi is kind of a Shakti. Devi's another alternate name is Shakti, right? Shakti also says Devi and Shakti are the same. है ना? Shakti is the power, she is the energy, or maybe sometimes knowledge. Everything is manifestation of that particular same personality. The wealth, everything coming from her. So question comes, can knowledge work independently? Is the knowledge kept in a library? Can it create a dam? No. What you need? We need you to go read the books and create a dam. The knowledge is used by you. Okay. We have electricity. Can electricity run the fan? It can run, but if it is properly channelized. Some intelligent person has to channel everything, right? Shakti has to be handled by Shaktiman. Shakti is never independent. है ना? Sometimes people think that Shakti is independent, Shakti is the supreme, but Shakti is the person who is with the Shaktiman. Without Shaktiman, Shakti is not there. Without Shaktiman, without Shakti, Shaktiman is nothing there. Shakti and Shaktiman, they are very intimate. You cannot separate. Now, without Shaktiman, without Shakti, Shaktiman is called Shaktiman? No. I would say powerful. You can say a person who is powerful. The person without power is not powerful. Power and powerful cannot be separated. In this way, the relationship between the God and his energy is intimate. Okay? In this way, Shakti has to be there, has to work as per the instructions of intelligent supreme. So that is the position of Shakti. Then question comes, who is the creator of this whole world? Shakti or God or somebody else or Brahma? And a question comes. Okay, the answer can be given like this. Kids take birth, right? Do they take birth automatically? No. Doctor say, मैंने जन्म दिया है. I have given birth to you, man. I have given birth to you. Is it true? True. Without doctor, the delivery was not possible at all. It is so complex things. Delivery is so complex thing. Doctor's contribution is very important. But is it true? True. But not full. Then who's giving birth? Mother. माँ बोलती है ना, मैंने जन्म दिया है. I have given birth to you. Then husband will say, okay, go. Is it reality that mother is only giving the birth? No, not true. She has, there is definitely a contribution, the seed contribution from the father. It's very important. The same way, whole universe, people say, Brahmaji has created the world. People say, Arey nahi, Shakti has the created world. But ultimately, the seed is coming from Krishna. In this way, Krishna is a supreme person who, of course, I explained you all the hierarchy there, which is definitely mentioned in all the mentioned in the Shastras. So Krishna is a seed-giving father. I am the Aham Bija Prada Pita. And that's why when this Krishna, who is a seed-giving father of whole universe, speaks, it becomes most valuable and important lesson for all of us. And when a God speaks, everybody listens. When Modi speaks, everybody listens. Prime Minister hai bhaiya. So like that, when God speaks, we are listening. And that's why Bhagavad Gita has become a most important literature. Even of course, in a whole Vedic literature. Of course, Krishna appears into all Vedic literature on different Puranas multiple times. And this is not only Bhagavad Gita where Krishna speaks. Krishna has spoken in Mahabharata many places. Krishna has spoken into Brahma Vaivarta Purana many places. Krishna has spoken into different Puranas many places. But why only Bhagavad Gita is revered as the most important literature in the whole Vedic literature? Because when God speaks about himself, it becomes most important. When God speaks literally about himself, who am I? Who you are? What is the relationship between you and me? These are the three questions are answered in Bhagavad Gita. That's why Bhagavad Gita is the most important literature. That's why we are reading Bhagavad Gita, which are direct words from Krishna or for all of us. Hmm? So that's why we are reading Bhagavad Gita, and this Bhagavad Gita, of course, I'm taking up this one now. Uh, there are the few shlokas I would like to quote from Gita Mahatmya, which was written by um, Shankaracharya. Hmm? Shankaracharya has revered Bhagavad Gita as very important literature. He speaks loudly about the glories of Bhagavad Gita. Gita Mahatmya speaks. Where is that gone? वो इसमें पार्ट नहीं है. Yeah, it is there. Okay. So Gita Mahatmya, there Shankaracharya speaks about Gita अध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरायस्य च नैव शांति पापानि पूर्वजन्म कृतानि च. Whoever reads Bhagavad Gita, his all previous sins are clarified. How? Mala nirmochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine. Mala nirmochanam, to clear all the mala in the body. What we do? Take bath. Mala snanam, no, jalasnanam dine dine. Sakrit Gita Mritam Snanam Samsara Malanashanam. Gita Mritam Snanam, it will clarify all the mala of whole universe. And another one, Shankaracharya speaks about this one, very important one. This very beautiful shloka, I like this shloka much. He says, Sarva Upanishado Gavo. All Upanishads are like a cow. Dogdha Gopalanandana. Gopal Nandana is a cowherd boy who is milking this cow. You know, have you seen the cow giving milk? Such a nice scene, right? Why it is so nice? Have you exactly seen the cow milking? Desi cow, not Jersey cow. Jersey cow is a milk machine. He gives milk anytime. But Desi cow, she will not give milk easily. है किसी के घर में गाय है ना? गाय कब दूध देती है? Wrong answer.
Baby.
When the calf is there and she'll be licking the calf with so much love. The milk of the cow is the manifestation of her love. उसके प्रेम का expression होता है वो. The cow's love comes in the form of milk, and that's why it's nutritious. सिर्फ देसी गाय का, ठीक है? So she licks the calf, she sees the calf, automatically this milk starts flowing from her udder. And Krishna is milking that cow. How it is happening? Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta. Because there is a Arjun. Who is the cow here? Upanishadas. And Gopal is the milk producer. And the Vatsa is the Arjun. When Arjuna is there, when Krishna is there, and the Vedas are there, the milk is coming. And what is that milk? Dogdham Gitamritam Mahat. And then this essence of everything is coming is in the form of milk. Gita is the milk of Upanishads. It's the essence. Literally the essence. You know? So that's why Bhagavad Gita is so important. If you don't have any literature in the world, you know, I asked how many of you have read Vedas? Nobody have read the Vedas. Feel bad? Have you read Itihasas? Have you feel bad? No. Have you read Puranas? No. Feel bad? Definitely will feel bad. But don't feel bad because you have Bhagavad Gita. Just read 700 shlokas is like an essence of all these things, and consider that you have read everything. And nothing is left for you to read ahead after that also. This is the essence. You know? And then finally, Shankaracharya speaks about Ekam Shastra Devaki Putra Gitam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantras Tasya Nama Niyani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. Ekam Shastram. There is only one literature in the world which is can't called to be literature, is Devaki Putra Gitam. His song, which is that? Bhagavad Gita. Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva. There is only one God in the world. Who? Krishna. Devaki Putra. Eko Mantra Tasya Namani Yani. There is only one mantra. This his name only. And there is Karmani Ekam. There is only one duty that somebody can do, somebody has to do, is Tasya Devasya Seva. that is his devotional service. And that is the essence, that is the ultimate message of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And thus we are beginning the study of Bhagavad Gita. शुरू करें? तो मुझे ऑलरेडी इतना बोर कर दिया है आपने. Okay, so today's session was just a prelude and to set the mood how to enter into the study of Bhagavad Gita. How will study Bhagavad Gita? Have Bhagavad Gita at home. Read it regularly. Come with, like Mataji came with the Bhagavad Gita and the notes, to the notebook to take the notes. Take up every message from it. Note it down so that we will never forget. Okay? And then what we heard, Eko mantra tasya namani yani, and chant Krishna's name so that we can understand his message. Krishna's message can be understood by Krishna's mercy, right? So how to attract his mercy? The best way to attract his mercy is chanting his name. Okay? So this one practical method of meditation I will teach you today. Can you, these devotees will be distributing malas, okay, japa mala, and in this we will be chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You can give one mala to me. Where is our trainer? Shambhavi Mataji. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So you have this mala. Okay. This mala you can show. It has 108 beads. Okay. So these malas will be distributed to all of you. I have to hold it the way that she is holding. One finger away, first finger away, and all these 4 fingers you have to chant. Don't touch this mala on the ground. In every mani, you have to chant one mantra. What is that? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And move to next beat. And then again same mantra and move ahead. Next mantra, move ahead. So every mani you have to chant full mantra from Hare Krishna to Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay? And while chanting, of course we are not chanting on the first mani, which is called as a Krishna mani or Guru mani. So next beat we have to chant that. Okay? Yeah, just next to it. From either you can pull front, like we are pulling front like she is doing it. Pull front. Okay? Don't touch it under your legs. पैर को touch नहीं करना है. You can keep it in your lap, no problem. ठीक है. Or you can hold it in 2 hands like this. ठीक है? And while chanting, what we should do? No. While chanting, we have to speak the mantra softly and gently and hear the same which is coming from our mouth. Okay? And not disturb others while chanting little harshly, loudly. It has to be soft. We are calling Krishna. We have to call him with love. Okay? So this will not take much time. Yeah. Prabhuji is giving mantra cards to all of you. Anybody needs mantra card, please raise your hand. Prabhuji will give it up. Is mantra Mahamantra written on that? You can focus on each and every syllable. Let it go deep in your heart. So Krishna's name entering in your heart is almost like a Krishna entering in your heart. Okay? So this is a mantra meditation which is assisted by the sound vibration. We have done many meditations. Sitting idle, focusing on the one point, or maybe focusing on the one jyoti or on this. This is the time. This is a meditation where our focus is on the sound vibrations. Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay? This is more effective because our senses, we have 5 senses, right? And our heart is most strongly connected to the sense of hearing. So controlling the mind and focus will happen very nicely. Okay? Don't allow yourself to sleep. If somebody will wake you up, don't feel angry on it. Okay? Okay. So let us chant first one prayer mantra and then we'll chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You will stand here or it's okay? Okay, fine. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Please repeat. Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara. Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Now everyone in the chorus, no one fast, no one slow, same speed. We chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on each beat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama